Hey guys, my name is Joshua. I'm from England, currently in Porto, Portugal, because I work as a programmer. And the company I work for has offices all around the world. And I can go to the offices and I can work from them if I want. Porto is a very cool city. Very up and down, very hilly, but really cool architecture. Office was cool, pool table, tennis table. Just got a message from my brother, that's dope. Love my family. The reason I decided to make this video today is that I recently came to a realization myself that I think may be able to help other people. Now, I've struggled with addictions throughout my life. I've always kind of balanced it out with productivity as well, but the addictions have definitely been a detriment to my ability to be all that I can be. And the addiction can be to drugs, it can be to sex, it can be to porn, whatever it is. We all struggle with the addictions. But one thing that has become clear to me recently that I think could help people is the knowledge that you have a choice. When you feel desire come, you have a choice. Knowing that you have a choice puts all of the power into your hands. If you feel desire arise, you have a choice as to whether to follow it or to be okay with the arising of desire, but to choose to not pursue it, to choose to be more than the desire in that moment. And what is desire? I have suffered from chasing desire for so long. I'm 31 now. I'd say my 20s and 30s have been a balance between living in the moment, chasing desire, thinking things should be easy, not understanding that everything in life worth having comes through hard work. I feel like, and I know that, I build apps, I make music, I do all these things. And I want a life in which I can do what I'm doing now, travel, but based on my own products. So I'm building a productivity app at the moment. On a side note, I asked an AI recently about my current salary after tax and how much I would need, how many users I would need of an app that charges $2.99 a month to make the same after tax as I do now. And the answer was 1,360 people. That's all. I need to bring value to 1,360 people at $2.99 a month. And that will result in freedom. And it can just go up from there. But that's all I need to make what I make now. And I have enough now. I can come to Porto. I can rent a nice place for a week. I'm going to another apartment next week. And I can get by and I'm comfortable. But if it was from my own app and people were paying $2.99 a month, that would mean that the app would be making the money and I wouldn't even necessarily have to do anything with it, but I would want to because I would always want to make it better, always want to provide more value. I want to earn the success that I desire. Now, how does that fit into the superficial desire, I guess? I feel like to be a strong man, you have to understand that we all have a dark side, and that dark side will lead you astray. And there is a power in that dark side as well. And it's a whole balancing act to try and kind of find who you are within that realm. Now, when desire arises, like for me, I've smoked weed quite a bit in the past, and I found that, what have I found recently? I found that one, I have a choice whether to do that or not. It was just a habit. It was just so natural for me to do it. And I did it often. And I feel like when we get deep into what desire really is, it's kind of like escapism. Like you're escaping from who you could truly be, like what you could truly achieve. I'm just going to stir my food around. I should also say that I am a vegetarian, and being a vegetarian is important to me because I don't know why, as humans, we think it's okay to kill things and eat them. I know that's part of our evolution, and we were cavemen, and it's probably what we did. And if I was in the jungle or the wild and I had a family that I needed to feed, I could see myself killing an animal to do that, taking its fur or its coat, making it into clothing to warm my kids, to make a blanket for me and my wife. I could see that happening. But at the same time, that's not the circumstance I'm in. I can live completely well and comfortable and be built and in shape on a vegetarian diet. So that's a little side note. But what were we talking about? We're talking about desire and kind of chasing the superficial feeling that comes as a form of escape. You need to know deep down that you are capable of a lot in this life, but you will not achieve anything if you do not work hard for it. Now, what are the keys to getting to the level in which you achieve success? Well, one, I think you have to be built. You have to kind of go to the gym, make yourself strong. Because a good body, it isn't something that can be superficially gained. You have to earn that by working hard for it. I go to the gym every day. On my Instagram at the moment, I've got a whole streak thing going. This was day 18, although it's way higher, but it's only since I started doing the stories every day to get the streak going that we've got to 18 now. And exercise is so important to me. It's one non-negotiable habit that I do every day. Getting up at 5 a.m. is important to me as well, because at the moment I am building that app for $2.99 a month, and I do want to get it out in the next couple of months. And I have a full-time job as well, so I have a lot on my plate, and getting up early allows me to focus on these other elements of life that I really want to feed into. Now, being 31, I think I've done quite well in that I don't have major responsibilities at the moment. I don't have a wife. I don't have any kids. I don't even have a home. And I don't want one right now, because one thing that a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, taught me was that an asset is something that brings money in each month. A liability is something that takes money out. So a lot of people out there, they think that their home is an asset when it really takes all of their money and puts them in one place. Like, I can be in Porto now in a cool apartment because I have no big responsibilities. I got a place I rent in Leeds where I work across the road from my office. So what do I really want to put across in this video? I really want to put across that if you are overweight, if you are succumbing to desire, whether it's like sex or drugs or alcohol, you need to know deep down that you have a choice. In every moment you have a choice as to whether you pursue the desire or you choose to be different, choose to go on a different path. Now, one thing that I think people should be very careful of is that when desire comes and it takes you, okay, that can be an unconscious process. Maybe you didn't have a choice. Maybe you were so unconscious that it just happened and you've chased it. But guilt is a very shady emotion. Now, if you can use it to motivate yourself to be better, to go to the gym, to quit these habits, good. But if you can't, you would be better doing away with it and being more along the lines of, okay, I succumbed. Okay, it's not what I want. Okay, forgive myself, but I'm going to be better. Okay, I surrender to the feeling. Because guilt, when not dealt with correctly, and shame, it will take you lower into the dark, to the point where you might become something that you didn't even think possible. So I want anyone who's watching this to know that in every moment you have a choice. And deep down, you know what your conscience is calling you to do. You know what you want deep down. If you take a step back from avoidance, take a step back from like avoiding pain. Like, pain will be your greatest teacher. Suffering, of course, is the ultimate teacher. Why is Jesus Christ such a symbol, such a beacon? Because he willingly went to the cross because it's what God asked of him. And that ultimately is, I accept whatever suffering life will bring to me because I have complete faith that everything that happens is to teach me what I'm meant to learn so I can become who I'm meant to be. So you have a choice. Become who you're meant to be. Be the light. Don't feel the dark. Be the light. Have the dark available if it's required to protect your family, to protect yourself. Don't be a pushover. The dark is there, so you're not a pushover, but the light is there, so you can be what you're meant to be. Always follow the light. The dark is there to tap into when necessary. You have a choice. So, cheers.